World Press Conference held today, 15th December 2021, on the mega oil village in OML 29, Owoanga of Santa Barbara Field, located along the Santa Barbara River, Owoanga, Kula, in agricultural local government area, River State, in next to Kula Communities in Kalabari Kingdom. Gentlemen of the press, respected chiefs, opinion leaders, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor that we welcome you all to this inevitable World Press Conference holding this day, 15 December 2021, at Penn Television London Complex in Port Harcourt, under the auspices of the Kalabari Frontier. As you know, since on the 5th of November 2021, about a month and 10 days ago, a mega oil spill had occurred in OML 29, Owoanga, which is located at Owoanga Communities along the Santa Barbara River, uncontentiously owned and inhabited by the Aboriginal Kula people of Kalabari Kingdom in agricultural local government area of River State. This issue of ownership is well supported, settled in the case between the River State government and Bayelsa State, as contained in the three judgments of Federal High Court Abuja in suit number FHC/ABJ/CS/984/19 and Supreme Court in suit number LC-106/2009. AITEO Eastern Exploration and Production Limited, an indigenous company, is the operator of the field. It is pertinent to bring to your cognitive knowledge that after exactly 40 days of this calamitous blowout, the company, though still lost in shock euphoria with the uncontrollable gushing of black oil occasioned by the unprecedented spill mishap, was finally able to stop the spill only recently with the aid of our homegrown engineers and technicians. We wonder why it took this company this long to finish the spill when such homegrown experts were abound in this country. In our panoramic analysis, it is in clear manifestation that the company lacks the requisite expertise in terms of improving technical manpower and functional logistics to responding to the impacted oil spill in the spill-covered area just in time or spontaneously. Hence, is so much delay. It will interest you to know that a federal government delegation led by the Minister of State of Petroleum had visited the Masangri communities in Bayelsa State, neighbors to Owoanga communities of River State, where the oil spill actually occurred. Without recourse to having human empathy for the Owoanga communities, the minister went ahead in conjunction with the management of AITEO Eastern Exploration and Production Limited to briskly mobilize relief materials to the Masangri communities who were less impacted and affected, living out the real host communities, that is Owoanga communities, without even thoughts of alleviating their plight by replicating same kind gestures in Owoanga scale, as demonstrated for the Masangri neighbors. Yes, categorically stating, for the length of time of the spill, it was just a visit that had been done to remediate the situation where we are dealing with a national disaster as it affects our people, ecology, and environment. All that we get is restraint for our hands against AITEO for this kind of ineptitude. The same AITEO company, as usual, in its industrial Cameroonic language, claims sabotage for their criminal negligence. What surprises us is that from the very day the leak was noticed, AITEO, from its multiple press statements, had chose the path of denying its culpability, criminal negligence, and responsibility, thereby pushing it on sabotage and incessant period deaths. Apart from their credible resources, the colossal quantum of hydrocarbons spilled into our environment is of least concern to the company and Nigerian government. That is why the needful has not been done after 40 days of the deadly blowout without attracting national and international attentions. Should the situation not be different if the magnitude of such disaster had happened in other same climes? The devastatingly 40 days non-stop oil spill in OML 29 is not only threatening the highly vulnerable mudflats in the focal point Owoanga communities and environs, but also the ecosystem, marine aquatic lives, and human components, and numerous spiritual effects, respectively. For the balance of that, this press conference is ably powered by the Kalabari Frontiers, a pan-Ijaw ethnic organization agitating for the welfare, social infrastructure, and environmental protection of the Kalabari people. We stand bold to maintain that we are who we are as Kalabaris. That is why we have initiated prompt response intervention modules of mobilizing all the affected communities along the spread of the dastardly serious oil spill. In the same vein, we express our deepest heartfelt sympathy to the victims and families affected. We say, in God we trust. He is our refuge at this trying time of grief. We therefore condemn this unpatriotic neglect, insensitivity, and colossal failure on the part of AITEO Eastern Exploration and Production Limited, the operator of the field, and the federal government of Nigeria, who have a duty to protect the lives and properties of the citizens and stop environmental degradations. We also give the AITEO company 48 hours notice from today to send the relief materials without any further delay to the impacted communities of Owoanga, Kula, and other communities in the Kalabari axis, and ensuring that the company directly interfaces with these affected communities before any remediation effort. The Kalabari Frontiers is calling on the federal government of Nigeria and all its agencies to declare a state of emergency on the Santa Barbara River, that is the Owoanga River area, within the Owoanga Kula Communities in Akubito River Government area as a special sensitive river area, which was where the said spill occurred. It is important to state that the oil spill is still expected to take several weeks since the company does not have the required expertise and best global practices to handle the leaks as aforestated ab initio. Therefore, the various seas, rivers, and creeks within the Kalabari Kingdom as the greatest hit will never recover from the ecological damage caused by this recent oil spill and those of the past, even in the far distant future. This particular oil spill is succinctly an ecological disaster to the Kalabari largest coastal wetland. Hence, the tremendous damage that can be caused by a limited amount of heat cannot be overemphasized. The OML 29 well 1 oil spill has indeed generated a number of effects on the environment and the economy of the Kalabari people. On a basic level, the oil spill has ruined and damaged waterways, fishing implements, like about canoes, paddles, nets, marine lives, mangrove plants, and animals on the marshy islands. Wildlife are diseased and washed ashore. Black oil now infiltrates our creeks, seas, rivers, oceans, and waterways, which is the only source of drinkable water that has caused skin diseases and other concomitant illnesses on the people. The cost of the oil spill on our people is considerably economic and ecological. Oil on sea surfaces is harmful to many forms of aquatic lives since it prevents sufficient amount of sunlight and oxygen from penetrating the surface. Moreover, ingested oil is noted to be toxic to humans, plants, and animals, which may definitely lower and slow down their reproductive rates as well. Such toxicity will definitely damage their habitat considerably, such as the saltwater, flora, fauna, swamps, and mangroves, which are notable seashore ecosystems that frequently and conspicuously suffer from oil spills like this due to heavy metals and toxic elements in the hydrocarbons. Studies from biomarkers have uncovered irreparable harms to humans exposed to oil and gas-related spills. These spiral effects can be grouped into respiratory damage, liver damage, decreased immunity, increased cancer risk, reproductive damage, stunted growth, pandemic, and needless untimely deaths. As we speak, 3 persons have lost their precious lives as a result of this polluted hydrocarbon drinkable water. If you remember, that was why we held a moment of silence for these 3 persons before we started the program. Despite these enumerated irreparable harms caused by the oil spill, it is so pathetic that A1 up to now, the AITEO Eastern Exploration and Production Limited and Federal Government of Nigeria have not taken any positive bold steps to visit the Owoanga communities in Kula, where the spill actually occurred, as on the spot assessment and facilitate relief materials to the affected victims of the communities, its environs, Kula Community, and the entire Kalabari Kingdom. This display is the worst form of insensitivity and mindless disregard to the plights of the people of Owoanga communities and Kula community, who are directly feeling the impact of the degradation and the Kalabari Kingdom in general. Rather, through our open display, local cleanup crews have been quickly put in action to respond to the oil spill that nearly traveled in ocean currents to the Masabiri Creek axis of Bayelsa State without considering the Kalabari axis where the spill actually occurred. Consequently, the AITEO company had already sent relief materials to the Masabiri communities and the minister's instance without putting into cognizance the pains, hardship, and loss of livelihood of the Owoanga communities in River State, which are the host communities of OML 29, Well 1. This gross injustice is highly condemnable and totally unacceptable. Hello, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, as a matter of fact, the entire world expects the Nigerian government, together with the management of AITEO company, to addressing the daunting challenges of the day by liaising with the River State government to put an end to this great injustice and insensitivity meted on us by the Kalabari people. We are very hopeful that with such strong commitment and united leadership, both governments and AITEO management can make a great success in bringing us out from this doldrum. Therefore, we count on your support and cooperation to do the needful. In view of the above, we are further reiterating our demand in very strong terms that the environmental damage caused by the blowout is immediately remediated. Otherwise, the communities will seek legal opinions to press these legitimate demands. This is because the oil spill has spread over a number of miles, reaching the entire Kalabari community coastlines from the shores of Santa Barbara River and Owoanga to St. Bartholomew River, Sombrero River, Cottage Channel, that is Kalabari Toro, to Cottage Channel and far beyond. As the oil continues to migrate, a sustained effort by the oil company is spontaneously needed for the cleanup, and the area of spread also steadily expands. Therefore, urgent remediation of our marine and ecological environments is commenced. Adequate compensations are given to the affected communities, and relief materials sent to the host communities from Owoanga, Kula Community, all affected fishing settlements, and other impacted Kalabari communities in the Kalabari Kingdom. Thank you very much for your patience. We will be happy to take questions. Thank you.
Your speech is a very good demand. What is the possibility that why you are pursuing this course that you will have to do?
This is time for bishops of the press.
Especially in the Niger Delta area, to come up with a body like this, and at the end of the day, what you see is polarization and defeating the purpose. Are you telling Rivers people, the Kalabari people, that this forum who pursue this cause to the logical conclusion? Thank you.
Look, my friend, hello. Your which media? Your which media house? Which media house? I told that you will help us to do one thing. You will help us to propagate whatever thing that we are doing, whatever thing that we are saying here. We have said it earlier before now that the Kalabari people have come out in one unified voice. And as we are seated here, we are not going back. Nothing is going to stop us. There will be no form of rancor. There will be no form of disharmony. And we, the Kalabaris, we have decided as Kalabaris.
It is Unit 009 of Ward 16, Agricultural Local Government Area of River State. It's on the Gazette. Geographically speaking, that place is on the coastal lines within the Atlantic shores, in line with the Kula community, in favor of the Kula community. Legally speaking, as the presenter of the World Conference has said, in two judgments, one at the Federal High Court in Abuja, with the suit number FHC/ABJ/CS/984/19, and the other one in the Supreme Court, SC 106/2009. One is between Wike and Duke. And in both suits, the River State government had emerged victorious. And the said place in question belongs to the Kula people in the Kalabari region in Agricultural Local Government Area of River State. Now, historically speaking, between 1905 and 1906, when the Lagos colony became the Southern Protectorate, the native people in that brass and in that Basaibiri are within the brass division, and the Kula people they are within the medieval division. And then in 1914, between 1912 and 1914, when the consular system was cut, was in charge of the division, where the Kula people fought in, and the native people at Simpson, where the brass division also fell in. And they were in the other divide of the Santa Barbara, and then we were on this divide of the Santa Barbara, where the spill occurred. And in 1935, when Amori Talbot, the cartographer, designed the map for easy convenience, for administrative convenience, everything within the divide of this side belongs to Kula, where they well one, Owoanga 29, and some Barbara field is situated. And in 1937, in the KOC Commission, it also re-emphasized that where the spill occurred is within the Kula divide. So we want to lay to rest that politically, geographically, legally, and historically, that place belongs to the Kula people. I want to say that there are great consequences that have been meted to the Owoanga people, the Kula people, and the Kalabari people in general. Because the spill that occurred is quite massive, and it made a retrograde spread through our creeks, seas, and rivers. There are people that are predominantly fishermen, and they are out of job. More than 2,000 persons are affected. When the presenter said, we have lost 3 lives, that was some days ago. Just this morning, we lost another 3 because of the spill that occurred. You know, our aquatic lives are affected, the flora is affected, the fauna is affected, the zooplankton are affected, the phytoplankton are affected, our sea animals are affected, our mangroves are affected, our swamps are affected, and we cannot, even our fish gears are also affected. On the other hand, sicknesses in diverse manners. People are having heart diseases, liver diseases, cancer diseases, reproductive diseases, and respiratory diseases caused by these 40 days massive spill that have been left unmitigated without any remediation plan. We want to use this official means to effectively communicate His Excellency, the Executive Governor of River State, Chief Barrister Ezebon Yinsom Wike, CON, GRSS, GS, and then POS Africa. To win this matter, we pledge our unalloyed loyalty because he has successfully won that place that is in contention. We also want to use this medium to speak to the Minister of State Petroleum. We understand that he's from Basaibiri, but he occupies a position in the national for the entire country. And so we solicit for his godly goodwill, for his natural neutrality, to dispense the transparent truth and serve justifiable justice. We believe that he has the potential to extinguish the flames that will be counter-reactive and will also be counterproductive. We believe that he's an elder statesman and he can be 100% neutral. Because in a very brief moment, he has made it possible for the AITEO to give relief materials to Bayelsa State, the Lenge people.